It's on the list. Hello, I'm Orestria, and this is The List. What is the list? Well, I have a list on my computer of over 150 things, at time of recording, that I want to watch. It's almost entirely anime, but there are some Western movies and other things on there too. There's a good chance if you talk to me about something, especially anime, that I'll tell you it's on the list. This series is to highlight my progress through the list and share my thoughts on things when I finally have the time to watch them. Let's go! Today, we're crossing Satsuriku no Tenshi off the list. The English name is Angels of Death. This anime is an adaptation of an indie, I think it's RPG Maker game. I actually, after watching the anime, I love the anime so much, I went and watched a Let's Play of the game, and they are about as identical as they can be. And as such, I would recommend the anime over the game. There's a lot of times where the game has to tell you something happened because it can't show it in its limited graphics, and the anime will actually show you. And the plot and even the dialogue are virtually the same between the two of them. So you're basically trading a first-person feel of being the character and playing a game for much better graphics and even a better understanding of what's happening. Okay, that out of the way. What is the thing? Ostensibly, it's a horror anime. I found it a lot more funny than scary, which for me is a good thing. I don't like being scared. I like something that, for me, is more of an adventure with horror imagery, or a comedy with horror imagery. That's my zone. Like, I like zombie movies, and the reason I like zombie movies is I don't find them scary, so I get this, like, blood and gore and all the people having this post-apocalypse moment without personally being scared. Unnecessarily brief, non-spoiler summary. Rachel Gardner, a young blonde girl, wakes up in a weird facility. After being asked some questions about herself, she goes by elevator and ends up on basement 5 of the facility. Turns out every floor of the facility has a serial killer living there. And if she wants to survive, she's going to have to find her way through the floors to escape. Okay, so where does the comedy come from? It's hard to get into until I get a little more spoilery later on, but basically she does get an ally on the way, and they just have the best character dynamic between them. Like, she's only 13 years old, and people still ship them as a couple, just because it's so much fun watching them together. And because anime fans will ship anything. I will admit, I never really felt like our main characters had any real chance to die. Maybe that's part of why I didn't find it so scary. But there's definitely a lot of mysteries going along, and that's kind of where the interest is coming from. There are mysteries and like this overall feeling of something's not right here. Something just doesn't quite make sense. Combining that with the imagery and the character dynamics, that's why this show was so great to me. Also, the various killers are pretty colorful and varied enough to be interesting. If that sounds like a good time to you, you can go check out the show and come back later to hear the rest. Or, if you're not concerned about spoilers, you can stick around. Minor spoilers in 3, 2, 1. The first episode ends with a twist. And if you watched like an anime trailer for this show, guaranteed it gave away that twist in the trailer. Even I knew the twist going in, and I'm not big on watching trailers or knowing anything to a show going in. So, Rachel, of course, has amnesia. I feel like I didn't even need to say that. Isn't that just assumed in a show like this? But by the end of the first episode, she does remember some details. Maybe not everything, but it causes a total change in her character. In the first episode, she's this damsel in distress, screaming, crying, scared, running away from our serial killer. And Now, once she has some more of her memories back...
Well, sir. If you would, kill me, please.
Her whole demeanor changes from like this normal, understandably scared girl to this blank, emotionless, damaged girl. Speaking of that first killer, his name is Zack, and he is our secondary main character. The one with the really good dynamic with the main character. And see, his thing is, what he gets off on as a serial killer is the terror his victims exude. So he was all hot and bothered chasing Rachel, totally wanted to kill her because she was scared. But now she's not scared, and it's not fun for him anymore.
Look, you little weirdo, I'm a grown-ass man, you understand? I'm not the type of guy that gets his jollies out of cutting up dolls.
And Zack's in a bit of a pickle now, because he was so excited to chase her that he chased her even when she escaped his basement and went to basement 4, which means he broke the rules of the facility, which means he's now fair game for the other serial killer.
The traitor is now a sacrifice.
Is this some kind of joke?
And you know who doesn't want to die? Zack doesn't want to die. So we get into this situation where Zack promises Rachel that he will kill her if she helps him get out of the facility. Zack is super strong, super fast, constitution score like 30. But
the thing is, I'm about as dumb as a rock.
Even he can tell there's no way he's going to be able to escape from this place by himself. Rachel agrees. So the whole situation is that Zack is protecting Rachel from the other killers because she's his. He's the one who gets to kill her. Rachel is trying to survive the other killers because she's decided she wants to go on her own terms, and what she wants is Zack to kill her. And so they're both trying to keep Rachel alive, and Rachel's trying to get Zack out of the facility.
Looks like the gate is locked.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in here to help us get it open either.
Well, if you don't have the answer, then I sure as hell don't know what to do. Move! I'll smash the door open!
Those are iron bars.
Well, until you come up with a better idea, I'm gonna try things my way!
Go ahead.
What in the hell?
It is iron.
You could have told me that!
I did.
Zack is gregarious and quick to anger, and Rachel has this emotionalist thing. He's fire, she's ice. It's so funny together. And it does get kind of repetitive the way they keep reaffirming their promises to each other, but it's also kind of the core of the show. So, as for the mysteries I mentioned earlier, the overarching mystery, of course, is what the fuck is up with this facility? Who gathered all these serial killers? Who made these rules? Who's putting in fresh victims? How are they getting away with this? We're not given any indication that this isn't like normal, current day, everyday world type of society. So how are they getting away with this? And then every individual floor has its own mystery of how to find the elevator to get out. In one sense, you can really feel the video game structure sometimes. But what happens on each floor is fairly varied, including like how many episodes it might take on that floor versus a different floor. I didn't really find it to be a problem. It's a fairly short series, so it's not so long as to wear out its welcome. We do, of course, also get to find out Zack and Rachel's backstories, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but they're both some fucked up shit. Probably not really a spoiler that he is a killer and she does want to die. The show is able to give you their reasonings, make you understand how they ended up how they are, and gives you sympathy for them, and it really makes you root for them. It's kind of strange. You're like, yes, I want you to get out of the facility, and then I want Zack to kill Rachel. Wait. And next, best boy and best girl for the show. I feel like this is pretty obvious this time. It's Rachel for best girl and Zack for best boy. They're great. I love them. I have a wall scroll of them on my wall. I almost said on my ceiling. I speak English. Kathy is pretty delightful too, so I guess she would be my runner-up for best girl. But my favorite part of the show was just anytime Rachel and Zack are together.
Again with that crap? You really give me the creeps, kid. Have it your way. Go check out the hole.
There may be a trigger hidden somewhere.
Don't you think I'm too stupid to be left alone? Hey!
I wanted them to get out and to get their fucked up happy ending. I am also going to have a best scene segment, but I think I'm going to put that after the conclusion because it's a higher level of spoilers than where I've been at so far. Conclusion. Overall, I had a lot of fun watching this show. There were some scenes and imagery that stuck with me. And I only watched this show one time a few months ago, but I have no trouble remembering the main characters' names, which is really rare for me. Like, my Madoka Gaiden script, my first draft of that script was written 10 minutes after watching an episode of the show, and I couldn't remember anyone's names. So I just had little nicknames for them, and the second pass of the script, one of the things I was doing was adding their actual names. I gave Setsuriku no Tenshi a 7 out of 10 on my anime list. You can see my anime list URL in the doobly-doo below. You might be thinking, you love this show, why did it get a 7 out of 10? Well, in this case, I consider this show a relatively average show that I had a lot of fun with, I could see myself rewatching, and is very well suited to my particular tastes. To me, that's like a 7 out of 10. Good, not amazing, not the best thing ever, cute, nice little story about serial killers. Alright, best scene. So up until this scene, we had the feeling that something was deeply wrong with Rachel. I mean, she's sitting around begging to be killed. And there's some stuff with the bird. But in this scene, she gains controls of the weapon system of the floor that she's on. The floor is full of the victims of the killer. And these people are in such a state that while they are technically alive, they behave more like zombies than people. And since they're in her way, Rachel ruthlessly, emotionlessly mows them down systematically while just saying "Jama shinaide" over and over again. Get out of my way. And even better, if you listen to the ending theme for the show and realize she also says "Jama shinaide" in the song. Whew, gives me shivers. You feel like the people she's killing are probably better off dead, but damn, that's a cold way of doing it. And it just has such implications. And it 100% confirmed that there was something really fucked up about Rachel, and just increased my curiosity to know what was up with her. Good scene. Anyway, if you've watched Setsuriku no Tenshi, tell me what you thought about it down below. You can like this video, subscribe for more, follow me at twitter.com/Orestria, or come chat with me in the Tales for My D&D Campaign Discord. I practically live in the anime channel. See you next time. Bye-bye.